Baby Steps, once again, even though it has a set-up episode that majority of the time would bore the fuck out of me. Like, if this was a different type of series, it most likely would have bored the fuck out of me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad Baby Steps is still entertaining even with these type of episodes. I think it's because of the atmosphere that Baby Steps gives off and why these type of episodes can be so damn enjoyable. So, with this week's episode of Baby Steps Season 2, it's pretty much a setup episode preparing for the upcoming match between Achan and this new opponent he's about to be going up against that supposedly beat Nabai. And that's an impressive feat because we know that those two playstyles when it comes to Achan and Nabai, they both play very similar. And to find out that this dude beat someone like that, that's scary. It lets us know that this dude is probably going to be a harder obstacle to overcome compared to what, you know, Achan versus Ide was in the last match, which scares the fuck out of me because each match we see when it comes to Baby Steps, we continuously see progression and development for Achan's tennis and him as well as a person, and I can't wait to see exactly what type of development he's going to make in this upcoming episode. And one thing I want to say, I like how, once again, the series does something realistic. In the downtime with this setup episode, we get some more setup of how Achan is going to progress as a person and as a player of tennis. How to get into the zone. Now, I think everybody, if you have seen some form of sports or seen sports anime, I think all of us at the very least one point or time in our life, we have heard of the term in the zone. And I have heard it, even though I'm not a big sports fan. I'm not a sports fan. I've heard of that line and term before. And so when that was brought up in this episode with how finding out that Achan was in the zone because he got so into playing where he hit this level to where he was so highly concentrated on the match, like everything was going right because he was just so focused on everything and blocked out everything besides what he was doing. It allowed him to be into the zone to where he had this mental mindset to where he could just focus on what he wanted to do. And I mean, I've seen this type of stuff happen. It's actually happened to me when it comes to certain other things I've done in my life, like gaming. Like, I mean, if you get into an intense match, like, this is a perfect example, a very good example. It might not be to the exact same extent as maybe tennis or something, but if you get into, like, let's say an intense match of, like, a multiplayer match or a game, and you have a good team, and you have, like, you know, your other 4 friends with you, and you're working together and all that against this other enemy team, and you're all talking, communicating, and then you're getting really focused and intense and all that, you know for a fact your high levels of concentration sometimes, like you lose yourself and you just drown out everything around you, and you focus so intensely on the game. I've actually seen examples of this. This has actually happened to me, not maybe to the exact same extent, but I know kind of where Achan was coming from. So I feel like something like this is theoretically possible, being in the zone. And so I like Baby Steps how it does that type of shit. I mean, I've said enough. One of the most realistic sports anime I think I have ever seen. It's so crazy, even with downer episodes that are just straight up set up, can give us information that lets us know what we should expect from the upcoming match. But yeah, that was this week's episode of Baby Steps. I mean, how do you feel about all the romantic moments between Natchan and Achan? How do you feel about the setup with the upcoming match? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.